It's my great pleasure to be interviewing Marwan Al Sarkal, who is the Chief Executive of the Sharjah Investment and Development Authority. Marwan, within UAE there's the Emiratization program where some people say that we want to keep our leaders in the UAE. Other people I've heard have said, well, maybe we should actually get them to get some experience in the non-UAE world. What's your view of that? Certainly from my perspective, with looking at leaders from UK, USA, etc., it certainly enhances their ability to operate within global organizations if they've understood something outside their own culture. So what do you think?
I think the new leaders that are entering the market today have a different mentality.
Yep.
Most of them are whether Western educated,
Yep.
US educated. They come up with a different way of thinking. And I've been educated in the United Arab Emirates in the higher colleges of technology. But it's about also how you've been treated in your childhood, how your family, whether it's your mother or father, grew you up about being confident about yourself. And sometimes what we face is that people, when they reach a certain level, think that they're different. And when I become a director, I have to treat people in a different way, or if I'm a CEO, I have to treat people in a different way. And that's something goes to how you were raised up as a child. And I think if you're raised up properly, that a job is just a job for a certain time, and you have to achieve your best result. And no matter what you do, you're a simple person. And that's something that a lot of leaders dismiss. They think that if they become in a different level, then everybody have to respect them. Yes, everybody will have to respect you, but you don't have to disrespect everyone else. And I think today with the government entities in the United Arab Emirates being more competitive, you have to change. You cannot continue doing what you used to do, being unreachable, inaccessible. You don't motivate your employees. You're in a silo. You're far away from reality. That's impossible to succeed. And today, within our organization, we have been challenged to become the best in each field, whether it's the services, whether it's a product you're providing, whether it's the campaigns you're doing. So you can't live in your own giving decisions and giving ideas and just top-down management. You have to have the top-down, bottom-up management style. And that's where people appreciate it, because they feel that the top management is listening to us and I'm listening to them. And that's a two-way messaging. So there is a lot of, I would say, change since the last, I would say, 10 to 15 years. New people with a new idea are trying to compete in a different way to create the best experience for their employees. And today it's challenging to get the right people, by the way. It's not an easy thing. You have to, whether it's to nurture them or to grow them, because it's very limited that you can get someone that is ready and equipped for the job. Not everybody can become like Real Madrid, getting the super players and paying the extra number, you know. And that's you don't need to be a Real Madrid. You can create an academy for yourself that will become one day the best in your field.
Well, it's interesting you make those comments, because the sort of the whole Emiratization campaign of, to some degree, trying to keep young leaders who've been developed in the UAE in UAE to do the leading and not going abroad. I think that there seems to be two arguments around that, to say, actually, if you look at, and from my perspective, if you look at what happens in Western countries, some of the best leaders that are developed by British and American universities do go abroad because they want to get a global view. I think the question is actually, do they come back? Because if they've been abroad and gained a wider perspective, maybe they add more than people who've only ever seen that one environment. I mean, from your experience, having done that, what do you think?
I think going abroad is an amazing experience because it makes you. I would tell you a story. When I went to Harvard, when I went to any course in the Emirates to attend the training course, I carry a heavy weight behind me because I'm a CEO of an organization and I have different positions. So anything that I would like to share in that within the audience is a bit tough for me because I carry a heavy weight behind me. When I went to the States and I took this leadership program in Harvard, I didn't have that case behind me.
Yeah.
Because whatever I would say, it will stay in America.
Yeah.
Even if there are two guys from the Emirates, at the end of the day, it will stay within America. So it's very important for employees to get out of their to get out of their space. And it's great if you're graduating from the US universities or any of the European universities and work in that. You would appreciate the dollar or the dirham more than you would appreciate it if you just graduated from one of the universities in the Emirates and started working directly. And that's something that people underestimate. Get the experience. Try to learn something different. I'm sure everybody is going to come back to the Emirates.
Yeah.
But when they will come back, they will have a different way of thinking. They will have a different mentality. Today in the Emirates, it's very hard to get the right people in the organization, and a lot of those graduates that would graduate and come to your entity dismiss the fact that they're coming to create something different. Most of them would come because it's a job for them. It's a salary that they would like to secure. But it's the next step that you as an organization have to create it within them, that it's not a job for you. You have to enjoy what you do. You have to do something different. You have to do the extra effort. And I remember the time, I usually challenge most of my employees. Some of my employees were, for example, in marketing, and they're now in the art industry. And I was amazed how they develop themselves dramatically, that they become so successful in what they do, that I'm amazed about how did they achieve it. Sometimes you can say, well, maybe I was part of it, but if he didn't put that effort, we wouldn't have achieved that result. And it's not about a nationality here. It's not about you have to focus on Emiratis. It's an organization here.
Sure.
So whether an Emirati or an Indian or a Lebanese or an American, they all have to have the same way of support. You cannot say, I will support the Emiratis and the Indians, the accountants, and I don't need to support them. They're here because it's a job. And you have to inspire him also. You have to inspire the cleaner. And you have to listen to them. I remember a day when we were doing a refurbishment for one of our floors, and I said to the employees, to the director of the planning department within Shuru, have you considered the cleaners if they are happy with the design? And he was like looking at me, are you sure, Marwan? I said, yeah, he's cleaning. He's the one who's every day there going from the end of the corridor, from the beginning of the corridor to the end and cleaning the toilet. Maybe he has something in mind. He was not convinced about what I said. Anyways, he had to take my message. So he went to him and I said to him, no, you don't do a one-to-one meeting. Do a meeting with the cleaner, not the manager of the cleaning services. And so he set up a meeting, and it's the first time for him to have the head of cleaning department with all of the cleaners, and showed him the plan. And they were like, yes, we have this idea, we have that idea, we have that idea. And he was like, he came to me, the director, and he said to me, Marwan, imagine, we got great ideas from those folks. I said, yeah, those are the people that are working there. To me, I didn't even knew that they're going to come up with all of those ideas. But if you go to the right people, they will actually give you the answers.
Well, because they're the people that are doing the job every day, so they know how to do it best.
Exactly. And listening to those people, I remember when we started Al-Qasba in 2006, it was not a very nice destination to visit. So most of the shops were closed, and we were promoting it as a cultural destination for families. And I was walking every day. I used to go to the mosque to pray, the Maghrib prayer, and a guy stopped me and said to me, Marwan, can I talk to you? I said, yeah, sure. I'm really approachable, so it's easy to get to me. So he said to me, Marwan, I have a question here. You're promoting Al-Qasba as a family destination, but I have a comment for you. And I said, so what's your comment? He said, you don't have a playground for kids. Seriously, we don't have a playground for kids. How come it's a family destination? How did we identify it as a family destination? So I picked up the phone. I remember telling the director of the organization, we need to meet because I have an idea for you that I got from a guy that's working within Al-Qasba, and he doesn't work for Al-Qasba. He used to work for one of the associations. And I said to him, we are promoting it as a family destination. We don't even have a playground for kids, like a seesaw and a slide. And within 45 days, it was ordered, installed within 2 months. the guy came to me. I never thought that you're going to implement it that fast. I said, you're the guys, because the more people that are supporting you, the better it is for the job. And at the end of the day, who's benefiting out of it? It's Al-Qasba. It's not Marwan Al Sarkal. It's not Ahmed, for example, the guy that took the comment of that guy. And that guy is happy. So he's happy because he gave an ID. We are happy because we're successful. The destination by itself became successful because of that simple investment. Until today, that place is still one of the successful areas we have. So listening to your clients, to people, respecting their views is important. And I remember the day when we worked in the development of Al-Qasba. I was not into design. I was not into architecture. So I try to research some of the books about what will create this, what will transform this destination. So I found out that the areas are so big. Even if you have people, the area still stays big. So I read a couple of the books of the areas in Andalusia, because the architecture of Al-Qasba is more Andalusian style. And I managed to see what are the mistakes from a design perspective. And I managed to inform the urban planner that this is the things that we need. And the guy was looking at me. Have you studied urban planning? I said, no. I said the accounting. How come do you know those points? I said, well, I read the book. The book says this, and it's easy to implement. And the same thing happened to me last time my mother was ill. And she had the sodium level lower than the level that is, than the normal level. And I was talking to the nurse on one of the occasions, and she was telling me, no, the sodium level have increased, and now it is fine. And I went researching through Mayo Clinic about the sodium level, what are the effects, what are the side effects, and how it should recover. And I sat with the nurse and spoke to her about it and gave her all of the tips. And she said to me, excuse me, are you a doctor? No, I'm not a doctor. She respected me because I have knowledge. And knowledge is important. I'm not a doctor. I'm not an urban planner. I'm not an architect. But if you know a couple of things, you would have a better understanding about what you're talking about. And so opening your knowledge to different things makes you a very successful leader.
And therefore it is about building a community of people who are inspired, who are looking to develop themselves. But I mean, that's been a great interview. Thank you very much indeed, Marwan. It's great. Thank you. Cheers. Thank you.